You are welcome to my YouTube channel, Mathematics Made Easy. So, you are welcome again to this channel. In today's video, we have a beautiful equation that we want to solve. So, solve for the values of n in the equation below. Alright, this equation consists of combination and permutation. Okay, so we have n combination 2 equals n minus 1 permutation 3. So, how do we solve this variable problem? Okay, you can pause the video and try it. Right? We're going to count 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, welcome back. Okay, let's solve the problem. Before we get started, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please don't forget to do so. Comment, like, and also share. Okay, guys, let's start. Now, I'll firstly remind us what the combination is all about. Okay, so if you have P combination Q, so this is equal to P factorial over Q factorial, then multiplied by P minus Q factorial. Alright, this is your combination. Then what about your permutation? Your permutation, if you have, let me use n permutation Q. So this will give us n factorial over n minus Q factorial. Alright, so this is your permutation and this is your combination. Okay guys, since we know how to deal with combinations and permutation, so this should be very easy to solve. Okay, let's follow. Yeah. So how do we now express n combination 2? So n combination 2 will be n factorial over 2 factorial multiplied by n minus 2 factorial. Then this guy will be n minus 1 factorial over n minus 1, then minus 3 factorial. Okay, so from the rule I gave you guys here. Now let's move on. So this will be n factorial over 2 factorial, then into brackets n minus 2 factorial equals n minus 1 factorial over negative 1 minus 3 will give us negative 4. So this will be n minus 4 factorial. Yeah, I'm going to remind us the beautiful property of the factorial. Okay? You know, if you have n factorial, it means n multiplied by n minus 1, multiplied by n minus 2, multiplied by n minus 3. Times 3, times 2, times 1. Okay? This is your factorial. Okay? So it depends on how you want to write it. Now, look at this. This is n factorial, and look at the denominator. We have n minus 2 factorial. Okay? So I could rewrite this as, I could write my n factorial here as n into brackets n minus 1 multiplied by n minus 2 factorial. Because I'm having n minus 2 factorial in my denominator, so that it will be able to what? To cancel out. And what is 2 factorial? 2 factorial is what? 2 multiplied by 1, which is equal to 2. So I can write 2 factorial as 2. Then n minus 2 factorial will still remain as n minus 2 factorial. So which is equal to, now check this your n minus 1 factorial. We can also rewrite this in form of what? N minus 4 factorial. That is, we can say n minus 1 factorial equals n minus 1, then multiplied by n minus 1 minus 1, multiplied by n minus 1 minus 2, multiplied by n minus 1 minus 3 factorial. Why did I stop here? Because minus 1 minus 3 will give me minus 4. So it's going to give me what's in my what? Denominator. Are we together? So this will be n minus 1 multiplied by n minus 2, because minus 1 minus 1 will give us minus 2, then minus 1 minus 2 will give us minus 3, then minus 1 minus 1 will give us minus 4, alright? That's beautiful. So cool. Okay, so we can now write n minus 1 factorial as n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3, n minus 4 factorial, and everything over n minus 4 factorial. This is very cool. Okay, I hope you guys are getting it. It's not something that is hard. It's very easy. Just have to make use of some manipulations to make the work so easier for you. Okay, now let's cancel it. N minus 4 factorial we cancel out, n minus 2 factorial we cancel out. Yeah, so we are left with n into n minus 1 over 2 equals n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3, then this is over 1. Alright, so we can clear the fraction. So how do you clear the fraction? So you can multiply both sides by the LCM. Alright, what's the LCM of 2 and 1? That is 2. So you multiply both sides by 2 to clear the fraction. Alright, so if you do that, 2 will cancel out 2 here. So if you cancel out 2 here, so we have n into n minus 1 equals, then you can use 2 to multiply everything here. So we have 2 into n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3. Yeah, so what do you notice? Yeah, n minus 1 can cancel out n minus 1. So we do that, these and these cancel out. Okay, so we are left with n equals 2 into bracket n minus 2, then n minus 3. Yeah, let's expand. I'm sure you all know how to expand. If not, let's do that now. So we have n is equal to 2, then into brackets. So we can start with n. Okay, so we have n, you use the n to open the bracket here, n minus 3, then use negative 2 to open the bracket. Negative 2 into n minus 3. Okay, so let's continue. Then we have n is equal to 2, then into bracket, you open n multiplied by n, that's going to give us n squared, n multiplied by negative 3, that's going to give us negative 3n. Then negative 2 multiplied by n, that's going to give us negative 2n, negative 2 multiplied by negative 3, that's going to give us 6. Yeah, that's cool. So we have n is equal to 2, then into bracket, so we have n squared. Now, negative 3n, negative 2n give us negative 5n, that plus 6. So we can open the bracket with these two. So we have n equals 2 times n squared, that's going to give us 2n squared. 2 times negative 5n, that's going to give us negative 10n. Then 2 times 6, that's going to give us 12. Yeah, so what do you notice? We can collect like terms. It's n here, so we can bring it in. So we do that, we have 2n squared negative 10n. So if your n cross the equal sign, transposition, okay? So this will turn to negative n, then plus 12 equal to 0. So we have 2n squared. Now, negative 10n minus n will give us negative 11n, and plus 12 equals 0. So how do we solve this quadratic equation? So we can make use of any method like your factorization method, your quadratic formula, your completing the square method, okay? Then you can also use the iteration method. Any method like in solving this quadratic equation. But to not waste much of our time, we can make use of factorization method. Yeah. Though remember, not all quadratic functions can be factorized. Alright? Then how do you check if a quadratic function can be factorized? Your discriminant. Okay? Your discriminant is very important. Okay? How do you find your discriminant? Like, let's say if the square root of your discriminant is a whole number. Okay, you find the square root of your discriminant and give you a whole number, that shows that it can be what? It can be factorized. Now let's check. How do you find your discriminant? Your discriminant equals b squared minus 4ac. Okay, so what is your a? Your a, that's the coefficient of n squared. What is your b? Coefficient of n, which is negative 11. What is your c? That's the constant there, which is your 12. Okay, this is b squared, that is negative 11 squared, then minus 4 into your a, which is 2, then your c, which is 12. So negative 11 squared, that should give us 121. Alright, minus 4 times 3, that is 8. Then 8 multiplied by 12 is 16. 8 times 1, that is 8 plus 1, that is 96. So what is 121 minus 96? 11 minus 6 will give us 5. 10 minus 9 will give us what? Yeah, we have 11 here, right? We have 1 here. So 11 minus 5 will give us 2. So we have 25. Okay? So 121 minus 96 will give us 25. Then if you take the square root of 25, we got 5. That shows that this can be factorized. Okay? So that's how you find your discriminants. Alright guys, but we are not going to get today. Let's use factorization method straightforward. So you multiply. Okay? You multiply the constants by your 2n squared here. So 2n squared multiplied by 12, that's going to give us 24n squared. Okay? Then you think of two factors that you multiply together, you're going to get 24n squared, and if you add or you subtract the factors, you're going to get 11n, negative 11n rather. Alright, so what are the factors of 24n squared? The factor that's best fit for this is your negative 8 and your negative 3, because negative 8n multiplied by negative 3n will give us positive 24n squared, which is this. And negative 8 and negative 3n will give us negative 11n, which is this. Okay, now let's do that. So instead of us writing negative 11n, we can write 2n squared negative 8n negative 3n plus 12 equals 0. Then you factorize. So 2n is common here, we have 2n into n minus 4, and negative 3 is common here, we have negative 3 into bracket n minus 4 equal 0. Okay? So you take one out of this and you bring this and this together. So then we have 2n minus 3, then n minus 4 equals 0. You know, say either 2n minus 3 equals 0 or n minus 4 equals 0. So we have 2n equals 3 or n equals 4. They say n equals 3 over 2 or n is equal to 4. So that's the values of n, and that's what it is beautiful equation. So if you like this kind of video, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and click the notification button so that anytime you upload a video, you'll be the one to watch. Thank you. See you next time.